This effort taken by the government, the NIOS, and the Swayamprabha channel for that matter is worth everything. As you student community are able to study, if not in the classroom, but virtually. As a teacher, I'm very happy of these developments. Please encourage more and more students in and around you to watch these sessions pertaining to your subject studiously and keep working hard on your studies. Today, I will be taking two important topics, one in the chapter of marketing, which will be marketing mix, and the other in the chapter of consumer protection, in which I'll be teaching you the redressal systems that are available to consumers. So let us start with this topic of marketing mix. You know, students, we have to create a market. And for that, we have to make an offer to the market to satisfy the needs of the consumer. Who are the consumers? They are those people who want a specific product, whether they are present or they would purchase in the future. So this question is, how are we going to create such a product? Many factors will be taken into consideration to take this decision. There are certain marketing tools which can be shaped and reshaped by marketing managers to achieve success. For this, a number of alternatives are available for the firm to choose a particular combination to develop a particular product which will be in demand in the market, which will satisfy the needs of the consumer. For that, you know, students, we have to mix up the various elements of marketing. So I call that process as marketing mix. So what is marketing mix? The combination of variables chosen by a firm to prepare its market offering is called marketing mix. So it's described as a set of marketing tools that a firm uses to pursue its objectives. Now for this, you know, there's a large number of factors which we have to keep in mind while taking a marketing decision. These factors can be broadly classified into two categories. Some are the controllable factors and some are the non-controllable factors. What are the controllable factors, students? What are the controllable factors? Those factors which can be influenced at the level of the firm itself. So the business organization itself can decide, you know, certain factors. For example, the drink, or suppose you're going to have a drink and you can pack it in glass bottles or plastic cans. This you can decide even at your business. So these are controllable factors. But there are certain non-controllable factors like the environmental factors. We already taught you in the third chapter in 12th standard business studies, the business environment, where you know the political factors, the social factors, the economical factors, the technological factors all will affect. So this you cannot control. So when you have to market a product, you have to take a decision as to what the product will be. For that, there will be certain factors on which you'll base your decision. Some factors are within the control of the manager. Some factors are not under the control of the manager. So, let us understand the various elements of marketing mix, students. These are generally known as the 4 P's. And they are the product, price, place, and promotion. You have to mix it up in such a way, the product, okay, what will be the price, the place, and how will you promote, in such a way that you're able to market the product. So let us study this whole chart of marketing mix, students, and these 4 elements. As you see in the slide, product, place, price, and promotion. What and all will be involved in product, students? Okay, the quality, the design, the packaging, labeling, and very important will be the branding. How to fix the price of the product? You will find out what is the level, what margin you can keep, what is your pricing policy, what strategy you will take to fix the price, and also the price change. When you come to the element of place, students, first the channels that you will use to take your product from one person to another person, maybe from the manufacturer to the other person, or it can be through the various other components like transportation, etc. Then the last element is promotion. Okay, students, this also we have to mix. We have 5 means of promotion: advertising, personal selling, sales promotion, publicity, and public relation. So we are going to study about each of this element, and let me start with the element of product. Product means goods or services or anything of value which is offered to the market for exchange. Naturally, when you give a product, you get an exchange. It will be either money or otherwise consideration other than cash. What is price, students? Price is the amount of money the customers has to pay to obtain the product. We generally, every product will have a price tag. What do you understand by place? The physical distribution that is involved in order to carry the product to the target customers. And lastly, the promotion. Okay, students, this is the communication about all the features of your product, where you take this communication up to the target customers. So the success of the market offer will depend upon how well these ingredients are mixed to create a superior value for the customers and simultaneously achieve their sale and profit. We don't sell products just to make a sale. We sell products so that we achieve profit. So ultimately, the success depends upon not only the selling of the product, but the objective of profit maximization. Let us come to the first element, students. The first element is product. And so in marketing, product is, you have to understand that it is a tangible or it can be an intangible attribute which is capable of exchange. You give a product, instead of that you have to get something. So it is capable of exchange. It can be a physical product, or it can be a service, an idea, it can be persons or places. Let us quickly take an example of service. A barber giving the service of haircutting. An idea, giving polio vaccination to everyone. Persons, students, Sania Mirza being promoted by some person. Places, come and see Kerala. This is how we are going to sell, students, whether it is tangible or intangible. Tangible is something which you can touch and feel. Intangible is something you cannot do that, but still it's a product. So this is what you understand about product, students. And so from the customer point of view, a product is a bundle of utilities which is purchased because it is capable of providing satisfaction to the needs of the customer. Okay, students. Now, how are we going to classify the products? Okay, students, products are classified mainly into 2 types. The flow chart is in front of you. One is they are either consumer products, or secondly, it can be industrial products. I would now like to go in detail to the consumer products, students. Consumer products are classified into 2 types. One is based upon the extent of the shopping efforts that is involved to buy the product. And the second is how durable is the product. If you're going to go for the first one, which is the shopping efforts products, okay, students, they are also classified into three types. One is the convenience products. What is convenient products, students? Milk is a convenience product. Toothpaste you want every day. Newspaper you want every day. You'd like to have eggs for your breakfast almost every day. Convenience. It will be available in every small shop in and around. You understand that the prices will generally be the same. You don't have to bargain over here. You don't have to spend a lot of time over here. You just go, ask for the product, it's given, you give it in exchange and you come back. Such products are called convenience products. What are the characteristics, students? They are available at a convenient location. You can buy them with least effort and time. They have a regular and continuous demand. So the shopkeeper also does not have to worry about the demand for the product. These products are sold in small units, like say 1 egg, 1 pen, 1 bread packet, a packet of milk, etc. And the price is always standardized according to the brand. A particular brand will always give you at a particular price. So when you buy that brand, you understand that that will be the price. So you don't have to doubt as to whether you're giving more or less. Such a type of product is called convenience products. The other characteristics include that the competition is very high in these products. So how will these products be sold? Generally, they are advertised heavily. And so more and more people come to know. And so they come to buy the product. We also will use a lot of sales promotion schemes to promote these products. Okay, giving them discounts, asking them to participate in certain sales contests, etc. This is how, students, convenience products can be sold. The next type of products is the shopping products, which comes under the consumer products. What do you understand by shopping products, students? These are consumer goods in which the purchase of the buyer by the buyers, where they devote a very considerable time, lot of time. They compare the quality, the price, the style, the suitability, and then they buy this product. So you say, I have to go shopping in order to buy a television. I have to go shopping in order to buy a refrigerator. I have to go shopping in order to buy my clothes. Such products are called shopping products. What are the characteristics of shopping products, students? They are generally durable in nature. The unit price is high. Naturally, the profit also will be high. These products are sold in 1 unit, etc. So you can buy it at a smaller units. We generally plan it before and then we go and shop. It doesn't have impulsive buying. That is, you just don't decide and just don't pick it up. No. You wait for it, you decide, and then you compare and finally you buy the product. Lastly, the retailers generally play a big role. That is, a shopkeeper will keep on explaining to you what are the qualities of this product before he convinces the buyer to buy the product. This is what you understand about shopping products. Then we are having the other type of products, students, and that is the industrial products. What do you understand about the industrial products, students? These are like something like machineries, purchase of raw materials, converting them into finished products. This is how you deal with industrial products. What are the characteristics of industrial products? Let us quickly see through the slides, students. We understand that the characteristics of industrial products will be the number of the buyers. You know, students, the number of buyers will always be less. Then the channel level, students, how it is passing from the manufacturer to the buyer. The geographic concentration also will play a very important role when you talk of industrial products. Generally, you know, students, industries are set up according to geography. This is the product you get in Gujarat. That's the product you get in Tamil Nadu. Something like that. This is what you can get in Kashmir. So according to that, the products will be manufactured. So this is also another characteristic. We have a derived demand. There's not much demand for these products. We have to derive it. Take it to those people who will need it and then ask them to buy it. So you derive a demand. There's also the role of technical consideration when you are talking about industrial products. The sixth point is there's generally reciprocal buying, students. What is the meaning of reciprocal buying? Ashok Leyland are the manufacturers of big heavy vehicles like the trucks and buses. MRF tires are the manufacturers of tires. Ashok Leyland requires tires for its vehicles and MRF requires vehicles for themselves. So Ashok Leyland will buy tires from MRF and MRF will buy trucks and other heavy vehicles from Ashok Leyland. This is called reciprocal buying. Lastly, students, another characteristic of industrial product is leasing out. What's the meaning of leasing out? Because the cost of these products will always be high. So they may not buy it, okay, to own it. You just lease it out for a time limit and then you get paid for it in the form of royalty. These are the features of industrial products. When I was teaching you convenient consumer products, I have missed specialty products, students. I would like to go back to specialty products. So there are three types of consumer products, students. One is the convenience products, another is the shopping products, and the third is the specialty products. So I would like to tell you a little more about specialty products before we go to more of industrial products, students. Specialty products are those consumer goods which have certain features because of which people make special efforts. And what are the characteristics of specialty products? The demand for specialty products is always limited and there's relatively small number of people who are asking for these products. These products are generally costly. That is, one unit will be a high cost. These products are also available for sale, but only a few people will buy. So you have to take that extra effort to go to that place where that specialty product is available. You have to use aggressive promotion methods to promote the product, students. And the last characteristic is it's very important that you have to give after sales services. What should I tell you about the example of specialty products? The paintings of M.F. Hussain. You have to take special effort to find out where it is available. You have to travel there, take that effort, and the unit price will be very high. It won't be available everywhere, but you can have that product. Such a product is called a specialty product. So we have classified products as consumer products and industrial products. Under consumer products, we first saw that they are under consumer products, we saw that they are convenience products. And now we are coming to durability, the classification of the durability of the products. And so based on durability, what are the consumer products? They are either non-durable products or durable products, or they are services. What do you understand by non-durable products? They will not last very long, students. For example, you buy a toothpaste. Okay, it will last as long as the paste lasts in the tube. After that, it is no more. An egg is a non-durable product. Bread is a non-durable product. Medicines are non-durable products. What are durable products, students? Those products whose life will be for a longer time are called durable products. For example, a refrigerator, a television, furniture, etc. Services are also products, students. Like for example, an insurance company selling their insurance policies. The services of a brand hairdresser to whom you go for his service. The service of a fashion designer to whom you go for a service. What are the characteristics of services, students? By their very nature, these services are intangible. While we understand products are tangible, services are intangible. Products can be both, okay, students? They can be tangible and intangible, but services are always intangible. They are inseparable from its source. Only a barber can cut your hair. So cutting your hair will take place only by the barber. You cannot separate the barber and hair cutting. This is called a service is inseparable. Services cannot be stored, so they are highly perishable. And services are also highly variable, and they depend from person to person. So what did you understand, students? I tried to tell you about consumer products, which can be either convenience products or it can be based upon durability. We saw the convenience products, shopping products, specialty products. Then based on durability, we saw non-durable products, durable products, and lastly services. After having studied everything about consumer products, I taught you industrial products and why and what are the characteristics of industrial products. So here's the flow chart about the classification of industrial products, students. Industrial products can be divided into materials or parts. This we are talking about raw materials, small parts, okay, which are used for manufacture. It can be either capital items, especially like installations, equipments, etc. Like we install an elevator, we have equipments to perform an operation. These are all capital items. They also can be supplies and business services. Supplies for repair work, maintenance work, and services like the operating services. So this is what you understand about the classification of industrial products. Having said this, we have first looked into the whole chart of marketing mix. And in that we are first seeing product. I taught you what are the types of products. But product on its own is not complete without giving a brand name for its students. How can you say, I want a soap? No, you go to the shop and say, I want Lux soap, I want Lyris soap. Without giving the name of that soap, it doesn't make sense of buying a soap. So this is how important giving a name to your product. This is requires a big function, and I call that function as branding. So let us study a little more about branding, students. What do you understand about branding? This is an important decision that the marketers has to take. That is to give a name, a symbol, or a sign to the product. And this is called, students, branding. There are various characteristics of a good brand. Okay, students. So for that, let us study what are the terms related in branding. We generally say it's a brand. What's the meaning of a brand? It's a name, it's a term, it's a sign, or it's a symbol, a design, or a combination of a few of them. I call it as a brand. Now, what is the name, students? The brand name. That which you can speak of is called the brand name. For example, if you're taking noodles, the brand name is Maggie. So this is what can be spoken about the brand name. Another word that we use in branding is brand mark. What do you understand about brand mark, students? Okay, that which can be recognized, a mark or a symbol which can be recognized, but you cannot speak about it. That's called a brand mark. The last word that can be used under branding is the trademark. And what you understand about trademark is that part of the brand which has got legal protection, we call it as a trademark. You alone will use the trademark. Your profit will depend upon your trademark. So these are some of the terms that we are going to use when we are going to talk about branding. Now for branding, we understand that we have to fix a name. So what are the characteristics of a good brand name? Generally, it should be short, okay, students, and easy to pronounce, easy to spell. Everyone must be able to spell. Max Company. See, just 3 alphabets. Max Company. This is how they choose a name. Okay, students. Okay, if they are going to say soap, Lux Soap. See how short it is, easy to pronounce, easy to recognize and remember. Many people will recognize and remember. This should be one of the characteristics while you're choosing a good brand name. It also should suggest the products. What is the product in it? For example, take the example of a fabric conditioner, students. And the fabric conditioner says gentle. So it suggests that this fabric conditioner will be gentle with the clothes. So this is how, the brand should suggest the name. The brand name should be distinctive. Okay, students, it should be separate. It should be different. You should be able to recognize it. Fourth one, the brand name should be adaptable to packing or labeling requirements. I'll be teaching you what is packing and labeling. Okay, students, but you have to put a label. And for that, okay, the brand name should be suitable. The brand name should be sufficiently versatile to accommodate new products. What's the meaning, students? For example, Maggie. It can be able to accommodate noodles, or spaghetti, or macaroni, okay, students, or pasta. Everything it should be able to accommodate. Such a brand name is called. It's versatile. It should be capable of being registered and protected legally. So you have to take it to the registrar to register. He should be satisfied according to the conditions that he's having. And a chosen name should have a staying power. For many years we are using, okay, students, the name of whether it's Lux or whether it's Hammam or whether it's Liril. So all these are the characteristics of a good brand name. This was one of the factors of products. Let us go to the next element of products, and that's packaging. Having chosen a name, having chosen a product, you have chosen a name, now you have to sell the product. For that, you have to see that you're packaging it properly. What's the difference between packing and packaging, students? When you are going to pack the product to sell it to the immediate customer, like a biscuit packet costing 3 rupees, it's called packaging. Whereas when you put a quintal of rice in a sack to sell it or to send for transportation. Example, I call it as packing. So there are 3 levels of packaging, students. The primary level, the secondary packaging, and the transportation packaging. Okay, students, what do you understand about the primary level of packaging, students? Just the single level of packaging is called the primary level of packaging. What is a single level of packaging? Putting paste into the tube is single level of packaging. It is packed. What is a secondary level of packaging, students? When you are going to put this tube of toothpaste into what is that? A cardboard box. I call it a secondary level of packaging. When all these cardboard boxes are put into cartons, say 100 pieces of boxes of paste are put into a carton, in order to transport it, we call it as the transportation level of packaging. So this is what you understand about, okay, students, about packaging and the levels of packaging. Now let us go to the importance of packaging, students. You know, students, if the product is not packed, it can create health problems. So because of the rising standards of health and sanitation, packaging plays a very important role. Self-service outlets. You just go to a mall, you just go to a departmental store, you just find those packets put up in those shelves. You can just go on your own and pick up those products. This is called self-service outlets. Unless it is packed, you cannot do that. It also helps you with innovation opportunities to change that product or to pack that product into new ways again and again. There's also one more importance. It helps in differentiation of the product. What's the function of packaging, students? It helps us to identify the product. It helps us in protection. The product will be protected because of packaging. It facilitates the use of the product. You can use that product in the same way. For example, sip a small packet of apple juice. You are using that packaging and sipping as it is. This is the use of the product of packaging. It also helps in product promotion. Just by showing the pack, you can advertise the product. So it also helps in product promotion. Having understood packaging, after branding, let us go to the next important element of product, and that is labeling the product. As the slide shows, students, the label tells us about the nutrition facts and everything about the product. What is the weight, what is the quantity inside, everything about the product. So labeling is very, very important. What are the functions performed by label? It describes a product and specifies its content. It helps in identification of the product and the grading of the product, maybe A grade or B grade, whatever is it. Helps in promotion of the product, just now I told you. It helps in providing information as required by law. So this is what you understood, okay, students, about the first element of marketing mix. The first element of marketing mix, okay, students, was product. Now I'm coming to the second element of marketing mix, and that is pricing. Price plays a very important factor, you know, students, in the purchase of a product. And how does it contribute? What are the factors which affect, okay, how to fix the price of your product? You're just manufacturing, for example, pencil, students. You have to determine the price of that product. It should be such that it will be the need, at the same time many can buy it. You should be able to stand in the competition. So let us see the factors affecting price. What is first the cost? You must have incurred cost. So what's the product cost? What's the utility of the product and the demand for the product? If the utility is more and the demand is more, your price can be a little high. If the utility is is less, but the demand is more, you have to come down with the price. The extent of competition in the market will be a very important factor in price determination, students. For example, one toothpaste company says a 50-gram toothpaste is 12 rupees. Immediately another company will say we will sell it for 10 rupees. So the company which is selling at 12 will not be able to face the competition in the market because of price. This is how it affects the competition in the market. The next one is the government and legal regulation. Whatever are the rules laid down by the government, we have to follow it in determination of the price. We also will have certain pricing objectives. Keeping the objectives in mind, we will determine the price of the product. The marketing methods used will be very, very important, students. You have to determine, okay, students, what is the marketing method? Now let us come to the third element of marketing mix, and that is place. And in place, we are first going to see the physical distribution of the product. So what is physical distribution, students? It is concerned with making the goods and services available at the right place so that people can purchase the same. So how will you distribute the product, students? From the producer, it can go to the wholesaler, from the wholesaler to the retailer, from the retailer to the consumer. For this, students, various functions will be performed, okay, students, by those channels that will be distributing these products. The first one is sorting out. Suppose it's chili, students, there will be various sizes, shapes, colors. You can sort out in a uniformed way and group them. When you group them, I call it as accumulation. When you put it for certain use, I call it as allocation. What's the meaning of the fourth one? Assortment. For example, students, a child who's wanting a cricket kit, he will require a bat, a ball, gloves, pads, and helmet. Everything he'll require in a kit. So we put various companies' products, but in a single kit. I call this as assortment. This is also one of the functions that will be performed by the distribution channels. They will also indulge in product promotion, negotiation with people who will be able to take forward their product through the channels of distribution. They'll also be responsible for risk. That is, if the products are not selling, they will take the responsibility. These are the functions that will be performed by channels of distribution. So what are the types of channels, students? It can be a direct channel. A direct channel can go from the manufacturer directly to the customer. For example, a defense product, students. It goes from the manufacturer to the customer, a defense deal. Secondly, it can be various indirect channels. For that, it can be one level channel where in between you're having just one person. In between the manufacturer and the customer, you're having one more person, that is a retailer. Such a channel is called one level channel. When you're having two people in between the manufacturer and the customer, that is the wholesaler and the retailer. So from the manufacturer, the product goes to the wholesaler, from the wholesaler to the retailer, from the retailer to the customer. I call it as two-level channels. Generally, all convenience products are two-level channels. Three-level channels are when the product goes from the manufacturer to the agent. So people have their own agent, students. From the agent to the wholesaler, from the wholesaler to the retailer, and then to the customer. So in between the manufacturer and the customer, there are three people. This is what is called the three-level channel of distribution. So this is what we understand about the channels of distribution. How will you choose a particular channel of distribution? You'll keep the product related factors. What is the product? A product will determine whether to have a 1 level, 2 level, or a 3 level, or maybe a direct factor. For example, Kashmiri shawls going directly to a customer is called a direct channel. All convenience products coming through, okay, students, various 1 level, 2 level, or 3 level channels. It can be the company characteristics also, students. It can be the competitive factors, the market factors, and lastly the environmental factors. You will keep these factors in mind while you are choosing a particular level of channel. How stiff is the competition? Do you require an agent? Then you will go for 3-level channel of distribution. How is the market? Is the market ready to take it directly from the retailer? Then it will be 1-level channel of distribution. What is the present situation in the environment? Will it require a wholesaler also? Then you will go for 2-level channel. These are the factors to be kept in mind while choosing the level of distribution. So what are the components of physical distribution, students? You have to take an order, process the order, and in that order you will transport the goods. Transportation will take that goods from one place to another. Before distribution, you will have to require to store it carefully, properly. This is called warehousing, and have a complete control on the stock, that is inventory. That is, as and when materials are required, you should be able to provide it. This is what is called inventory control. So these are the various components of physical distribution. So we have understood the three important elements of marketing mix: product, price, and place. I am coming to the last element of marketing mix, and that is promotion. Here I am having 5 important methods of promotion: advertising, personal selling, sales promotion, public relation, and direct marketing. Let us go one by one, students. Okay, if you combine all of them, I call it as a promotion mix. So this is what I have told you: advertising, personal selling, sales promotion, publicity, and public relation also is one more. I will first come to the first one, and that's advertisement. What are the features of advertising, students? You have to pay for it in that channel that you are choosing, or that medium that you are choosing. So if you're going to choose the television, you have to pay to the television network in order to broadcast your advertisement. So it's a paid form. It is impersonal, students. They're not directly going to talk to a person. They're just going to relay it or transmit it. It's impersonal. You have to identify a sponsor also. But whenever we talk of advertisement, there are many objections to advertisement. It adds to the cost, students, of a product. It adds to the cost, and sometimes social values are not properly adhered to. For example, showing the relationship of the mother-in-law and the daughter-in-law in bad taste. Sometimes it confuses the buyer. For example, which soap to buy? There are so many soap makers who are advertising. So which soap to buy? It encourages sale of inferior products. Some marketers may manufacture inferior products, but they will put advertisement on a large scale. And so, people start buying it based upon advertisement. So it encourages sale of inferior products sometimes. Some advertisements are in bad taste, for example, showing drinking or smoking, etc., can be in bad taste. Under all these circumstances, there will be objections to advertisement. This is what you understand about the first point, that is advertisement. Secondly, we can use the second method of promotion, which is called personal selling, students. You go from door to door and sell it personally through oral representation in the form of a conversation with some of your prospective customer, maybe home to home, door to door. So what are the features? It is personal form, unlike advertisement, which is impersonal form. Here you develop a relationship. What is the role of personal selling? How important it is to the businessman, students? Okay, it's a very effective tool. It's a flexible tool. He can choose whom to go and where to go. It minimizes all wastage, students. He will only go if he knows that the product can be sold. He can attract the attention of the consumer himself. And he can develop a lasting relationship which will be there for a long time to come. He can develop a personal rapport. And it's a very important stage in the introduction of a product, and thus he develops a link with the customers. This is how personal selling is important to the businessman, and thus he promotes the product. The next method of promotion is a sales promotion, students. Here you will try to give short-term incentives to the buyers, because of which you will try to sell the product. For example, giving an extra in the same pack. Okay, a toothpaste having 10% extra, for example. These are some of the sales promotions, okay, methods. And let us see the commonly used methods, students. First is rebate. Okay, you give a special price, your product at a special price. It's only to clear off the inventory, clear off the stock, students. Sometimes you give them at a discount, that is, give them at a price less than the list price. Then you also can give them a refund of a part of a price. Many times, we have online business like Amazon and other handlers who gives us refund of a part of a price already paid by the customer. Sometimes it's product combination, students, that along with a scent you will get a tooth powder. I'm so sorry, a talcum powder. I'm so sorry. So these are called product combinations. We have the next one, and that is the quantity gift, giving extra quantity along with that product. These are especially in toiletry products. For example, soap will have a little bit more grams of soap, or toothpaste will have more grams of toothpaste. I've seen in jams and sauces also. All this are quantity gift. We are having instant draws and assigned gift, students. Sometimes scratch cards are available where, after buying a product, they give you as a gift a scratch card. You just scratch it off and whatever is written will be given to you. Or you participate in a draw and you tend to get a gift or a prize. This is another sales promotion method. Sometimes it's lucky draw. It's just based upon the luck as to what is coming out and you get that product. There are usable benefits also, students. For example, you are going to take up a tourism venture to a place, and they say that we will give you a free lodging or a free boarding. This is called usable benefit. Another type of sales promotion is the full finance. For example, at 0%, You buy a car and then they say that they will give you full finance and they won't charge you interest on it. You're allowed to pay it in EMIs, okay, that is monthly installments. This is called full finance. The next one is sampling, students. That is, along with, say, a pack of detergent soap, they give you the detergent powder, a small pack, and you find out how good the detergent powder is that. And this is a free sample, and then you start buying that powder because you were happy with it. This is another type of sales promotion. Lastly, students, contest. I remember participating in a contest after we bought a television, and we won a cooler by winning that contest. So this is how, sales is encouraged by giving these sales promotion methods. So I call this as contest. Having studied sales promotion, let us go to the next element of promotion, and that is publicity. Publicity is very similar to advertising, but it is also a non-personal form, but it is not a paid form, students. You don't have to pay for it. It does not involve any direct expenditure. It has no identified sponsors. It just goes as a news item. A television channel giving it as a news item, a newspaper giving it as a news item. This is called publicity. Lastly, I'm coming to public relations, students, which is the last form of promotion. It involves a variety of programs designed to promote or protect a company's image. And so you have public relation officers who will take care of the relationship between the various groups, students who are involved with the public. And what are the functions that they will perform? They will have very good relation with the press. They will have relation with with people who are involved in product publicity, with corporate communication. They'll also be involved in lobbying whenever it is required, and counseling. These are the work that will be done by public relations students. Having taught to you all about this, what I actually want to tell you all, that in order to sell a product, you just can't sell it. You have to keep these four elements in mind: product, place, price, and promotion. Just like to make a cake, you have to keep the proportion of each element of the cake in the right proportion. Similarly, all these elements of marketing, whether it's pricing, whether it's a place where you're going to sell the product, whether it's the method of promotion that you are going to use, or it's a product that you are going to buy, all these are called, okay, students, the elements of marketing mix. And what you will do, students, you will mix it in such a way, such a price, such a product, such a place. You'll mix it in such a way that in the end, the objective of the business, and that is to sell the product, will be achieved. Marketing is not only selling the product. Marketing involves deciding what is the product, what's the price of the product, which place are you going to sell it, for that which promotion methods you will utilize. All this put together, mixing it in a very good promotion, in a very good proportion, that gives us marketing mix. And that helps us to achieve the objectives. So marketing is quite different from selling. So what we will understand, students, when we manufacture product, it's not just selling. We manufacture a product to bring it to the ultimate customer through the process of marketing. And in that, we will practice marketing mix. So mix up all the elements in such a way that it will end up into the hands of consumers. And thus, the more it ends up in the hands of consumers, the more profit you earn. So students, as business studies students, we understand that we are future business people, and we understand that we have to indulge in manufacture of products. And here I have tried to teach you all in a small way as to how to take it to the ultimate consumers in the best way, and that is by mixing the various elements of marketing. So I wind up this particular part of this session, and please take a short break, and we will come back to study a small portion of consumer protection. So don't go away, please stay with us. Thank you.
जीवन ये प्रकाशित करने राहों को आलोकित करने, हम अपना दीपक स्वयं बने, हम अपना रास्ता स्वयं चुने। हम अपना दीपक स्वयं बने, हम अपना रास्ता स्वयं चुने। जीवन ये प्रकाशित करने राहों को आलोकित करने।
धन साधन समय की सीमा से विद्यालय जो मुक्त हो, धन साधन समय की सीमा से विद्यालय जो मुक्त हो।
कभी पढ़े हम कहीं पढ़े वे विषय की लोच से युक्त हो।
कभी पढ़े हम कहीं पढ़े वे विषय की लोच से युक्त हो।
मित्रों हम उठे और जागे,
मंजिल आने की ध्वनि सुने। हम अपना दीपक स्वयं बने, हम अपना रास्ता स्वयं चुने।
जीवन ये प्रकाशित करने राहों को आलोकित करने।
राष्ट्रीय मुक्त विद्यालय का है द्वार खुला सबकी खातिर। शिक्षा परीक्षा का अवसर एक बार ही क्यों मिलता फिर।
शिक्षा और परीक्षा का अवसर एक बार ही क्यों मिलता फिर। दुनिया में इसके केंद्र बात,
कोई मन चाहा केंद्र चुने। हम अपना दीपक स्वयं बने, हम अपना रास्ता स्वयं चुने। कोई मन चाहा केंद्र चुने। स्वयं बने, हम
Thank you, students, for joining me after the break for the second session. Now I will try to take you to consumer protection, where I will try to teach you students the redressal mechanism that is available to consumers if at all they have any grievance with their products. How difficult a word would be where the consumers are left to fend on their own about the products that they have to buy. Under such circumstances, you will see, students, that they are left unprotected and the interests of the consumers are not taken care of. If those people who have to take care do not respond, I understand at least the government should do that. And we study in this chapter about the various efforts taken by the government in order to protect the interest of the consumers in whatever way they can. Earlier times it was that let the buyer beware. Let him be careful when he buys a product. But today the trend is let the seller beware. So the person who sells the product has to be careful as to what sort of product he's selling. Otherwise he'll end up within the rules and regulations laid down by the government. So today I'm only going to teach you about what the government has for us, has for the consumers to protect the interest of the consumers. So they formulated certain measures, students. And for that, for example, the government of India has set up a toll-free national consumer helpline number, which you can call, students, somewhere like 9:30 to 5:30 every day. It's not 24/7, but you can call from 9:30 to 5:30 every day. So legally, consumers are provided protection through a framework of various legislations provided in the Consumer Protection Act 1986. For this act provides a three-tier machinery at the district, state, and the national level. So for that, students, let us see the flow chart of the three tiers that are available to us. So here's the consumer protection slides for you, students. So it's a three-tier machinery, and they are provided at the district, the state, and the national level. So this is that redressal agencies for consumer grievances which are provided under the Consumer Protection Act. Okay, students, let us go further. Please see the flow chart in front of you. The redressal agencies under the Consumer Protection Act, starting from the district forum, we also have the state commission, we have the national commission, which can go up to the Supreme Court. So this is how you understand about it. So first of all, let us try to understand who is a consumer. A consumer is generally understood as a person who uses or consumes goods or avails any of the services that he can have. So this is a consumer, students. Under the Consumer Protection Act, a consumer is defined as any person who buys any goods for a consideration which has been paid or promised, or partly paid and partly promised, or under any scheme of deferred payment, that is, you can pay afterwards under any scheme of deferred payment. So a person who buys any goods for exchange of cash, or he promises to pay cash, or he goes for any scheme, such a person is a consumer. Any person who hires or avails any services for a consideration which has been paid or promised, or partly paid and partly promised, or under any system of deferred payment. So consumers should either buy any goods or avail any services in exchange for any consideration, which he can pay immediately or he can promise to pay or go in for any scheme. This is a person who is a consumer under the Consumer Protection Act. Having understood that who is a consumer, now let us understand, students, who can file a complaint. Any consumer can file a complaint. Any registered consumer association can also file a complaint. Against whom will they file a complaint, students? Against the party against whom they have a grievance. The central government or state government also can file a complaint. One or more consumers on behalf of numerous consumers having the same interest also can file a complaint. For example, a small pack of brew which is having 5 grams, suddenly consumers found that it is less than 5 grams that's inside the packet. So one or more consumer on behalf of the numerous consumers who are using brew packets, they can file a complaint for the same interest. Fifthly, a legal hire or representative of a deceased consumer who sometimes must have lost his life because of a consumer grievance. The legal hire of such a person also can file a complaint. This is what you understand about who can file a complaint. So having understood who is a consumer and who can file a complaint, I now come to the 3-tier machinery under the Consumer Protection Act. Okay, students? The first machinery is the district forum. The district forum consists of a president and 2 other members, one of whom should be a woman. They are all appointed by the state government concerned. A complaint can be made to the appropriate district forum when the value of goods or services in question along with the compensation claim does not exceed 20 lakhs. So who can go to the district forum, students? A person who's having a complaint against a product and the compensation that is claimed for the product must not exceed rupees 20 lakhs. He will go to the district forum. There are 644 district forums in our country, and he will go to a district forum which is nearest within his jurisdiction. On receiving the complaint, what will the district forum do, students? The district forum shall refer the complaint to the party against whom the complaint is filed. If required, the goods or the sample shall be sent to a testing laboratory. The district forum shall pass an order after considering the test report from the laboratory and hearing to the party. So they will hear the party, they will also take the laboratory test records with them, and then they will give an opportunity to the person against whom the complaint is filed. After hearing him, a judgment will be passed in the district forum against the aggrieved party, that is the person who has defaulted, against the aggrieved party. Now the judgment can be very harsh upon the aggrieved party. So what can the aggrieved party do under such circumstances, students? If it is not satisfied with the order passed by the district forum, he can appeal before the state commission within 30 days of passing of the order. So have you understood what happens in the district forum, students? A district forum will have 2 members, and one of whom should be a woman. They will be headed by a president. They will all be appointed by the state government. A complaint can be filed in the district forum if the value of your good and the compensation that has been claimed does not exceed 20 lakhs. Now, the district forum can send the complaint, if required, to a testing lab to test, and they will ask the person against whom the complaint is filed, keeping the testing laboratory records with them, they'll ask him to give an explanation. Finally, a judgment will be passed. If that person against whom the judgment is passed is not satisfied, he will appeal to the next level of the redressal agency, and that is the state commission, within 30 days of passing of the order. Now, we will look into the next slide to understand the next tier that is available to us, and that is the state commission. What happens in the state commission, students? Okay, each state commission consists of a president and not less than 2 members. One, a woman. So what do we understand, students? There will be a president and at least 2 members. Out of the 2 members, one should be a woman. They are all appointed by the state government concerned. Just like the district forum, this will also, the appointments will be made by the state government. A complaint can be filed to the appropriate state commission when the value of goods or services in question, along with the compensation claim, should exceed 20 lakhs but should not exceed 1 crore. So what do you understand, students? When do you come to the state commission? When the value of the goods that about which there's a grievance, or the service about which there's a grievance, and the compensation that has been claimed should exceed 20 lakhs, but it should not exceed 1 crore. Such complaints can be brought to the state commission. An appeal against the orders of the district forum also can be filed over here. On receiving the complaint, the state commission can refer the complaint to the party against whom the complaint is filed. If required, they will send the sample to a laboratory, and after hearing from the aggrieved person and after satisfying themselves, the state commission will pass an order, a judgment regarding that grievance. If that party who is aggrieved is not satisfied with the judgment that has been passed against him, he can go to the next higher level of machinery, redressal machinery, and that will be the National Commission. He will be given a time limit of 30 days to do this, to go up to the National Commission. This is what you understand about the National Commission. So in our redressal machinery, we first saw the forum and the state commission. Now we understand that the third step is the national, we saw the district forum and the state commission, and the third step is the National Commission. What happens in the National Commission? It consists of a president and 4 other members, one of whom should be a woman. One of whom should be a woman. And these people are appointed by the central government. Since it's a national commission, students, they are appointed by the central government. So what do you understand? There's a president and 4 other members. Out of the members, one should be a woman. And they are appointed by the National Commission. Who can come and approach a National Commission? Those appeals where the value of the grievance or the service or the product, the value of that product or service, and the compensation claimed on it exceeds 1 crore. It should exceed 1 crore, students. These complaints can be brought to the National Commission. So those complaints which are exceeding 1 crore, these complaints are brought to the National Commission. So here what happens, students? The complaint is taken and if necessary, it is sent to the laboratory for testing. The National Commission shall pass an order after considering the test report from the laboratory and hearing to the party against whom the complaint is filed. After hearing, an order is passed by the National Commission. As it is a matter of its original jurisdiction, anyone from the country can come up to the National Commission for any complaint which is more than 1 crore. And if they are not satisfied, students, they can go up to the Supreme Court. Please understand, students, about what you understand about the National Commission. The National Commission shall pass an order, but the order passed by the National Commission is a matter of original jurisdiction. That means anyone in the country can come. It is appealable in the Supreme Court. So what can go up to the Supreme Court? Only those matters for which you're not satisfied in the National Commission alone can come to the Supreme Court. Those matters which pertain to the District Forum and the State Commission, since they are not above 1 crore, they cannot reach the Supreme Court. They can come up to the National Commission, but they cannot come up to the Supreme Court. Only those grievances which are above 1 crore can come up to the Supreme Court, even if they are not satisfied with the judgment of the National Commission. So this is what you understand about the three-tier, the three-tier students. Okay, what are the relief available with the aggrieved parties? Okay, students, what are the relief available to those people who are submitting their grievance? They can ask those person who was responsible for the grievance to remove the defect in the goods or deficiency in the service, to replace the defective products with a new one free from any defect, to refund the price paid for the product or the charges paid for the service. So first one, what is it, students? Any defect is there, the commission can ask you to remove that defect. If suppose the defect cannot be removed, the commission can ask the person to replace that product with a new one free of defect. Sometimes the commission can ask the party to pay the price for the product or for the service. Fourthly, to pay a reasonable amount of compensation for any loss or injury suffered by the consumer due to the negligence of the opposite party. So a reasonable amount can be fixed by the commission, and as a compensation it can be asked to pay. For example, if a train accident happens, the insurance company will pay a reasonable amount for the loss or injury suffered. To pay punitive damages in appropriate circumstances, that is, financial matters can be taken over here. To discontinue any unfair and restrictive trade practices and not to repeat it in the future. If they are having any unfair trade practices or practices which should not be done, like selling drugs in a medical stores, they will be strictly asked to discontinue it and not to repeat in the future. They may be also asked not to offer hazardous goods for sale. Goods which are dangerous, they will be asked not to sell. For example, selling acid in the open market, they'll be asked not to offer hazardous goods for sale. Eighth one, they'll be asked to withdraw the hazardous goods from sale. The shopkeeper may justify why is he selling acid, maybe for using for as a toilet cleaner. But if it has caused any grievance to someone, they can be asked to withdraw that hazardous goods for sale. They'll be asked to cease from the manufacture of hazardous goods, if at all that is necessary, that you can't sell such products. To pay any amount not less than 5% of the value of the defective goods or deficient services. They'll be asked to pay, students, at least, they cannot be asked to pay less than 5%, at least 5% for any defects in the goods. They will be asked them to, where will they ask to pay them the amount? To any consumer welfare fund. At least 5% of the defective goods that they can, that has caused all this problem. This is similar to like passing the judgment of community service to someone who has defaulted in the wrong way. Nextly, a relief can be to issue corrective advertisement. Sometimes, students, advertisement comes which are not correct, which are improper. For example, a hair oil claiming that the hair grows very fast, but when it is not true, it can be asked to remove the, to take corrective advertisements, to issue corrective advertisements, to pay advocate costs to the appropriate appropriate party. So they can be asked to pay the necessary cost. This also can be one of the relief. So having studied the various redressal agencies, these are the reliefs that are available to the consumers under the Consumer Protection Act 1986. Now, what are the role of various consumer organizations and non-governmental organizations, which we call the NGO students? They also perform several functions for the protection and the promotion of interest of consumers, educating the general public about consumer rights by organizing training programs, seminars, and workshops, publishing periodicals and other publications. So they will be publishing, students, many journals and small magazines, which comes very frequently, in which the consumers can will be told about, what are the reliefs that are available to their various problems, what legal reportings are going on, reliefs that are available to protect their interests. All that will be published. Also, the NGOs can carry out comparative testing of consumer products in accredited laboratories to test relative qualities of the competing brands. I have seen this happening in soft drinks, students, where the laboratories keep on testing, competing brands for quality, and thus they will bring the results to the benefit of the consumers. This is the role of the NGOs. Encouraging consumers to strongly protest against unscrupulous, exploitative, and unfair trade practices of sellers. If the sellers are indulging in unfair trade practices, the NGOs will ask the consumers to strongly come out with protest. Lastly, providing legal assistance to consumers by way of providing aid or legal advice or helping them in seeking legal remedy. This is how, the NGOs also help in the consumer protection. They help in filing complaints in the appropriate consumer courts and taking initiative in filing cases in the consumer courts. They themselves will do and protect the interest of the general public, if not any individual. There are various consumer organizations and NGOs who are doing this work, and they can be the Consumer Coordination Council, Delhi, Common Cause, Delhi, the Voice, Delhi, which is the voluntary organization in interest of consumer education, the CERC, the Consumer Education and Research Fund, Ahmedabad, Consumer Protection Council, CPC, Ahmedabad, Consumer Guidance Society of India, Mumbai, the Mumbai Grahak Panchayat, Mumbai, Karnataka Consumer Service Society, Bangalore, Consumer Association, Kolkata, and the Consumer Unity and Trust Society, which is called CUTS, Jaipur. So these are some of the NGOs that are functioning in order to protect the rights of the consumers. So through this, what did I try to teach you, students? That after having studied that consumer protection is very important when we are going to study about marketing a product. The person who's buying the product is also very important. So we understand that their rights also should be protected. So there are many ways to protect, but today I try to teach you what the government is doing. The government has set up a three-tier redressal agency to address the problems of consumers so that their interests would be protected. It can be the district forum, the state commission, or the national commission. But if your complaint is exceeding a cost above 1 crore, where the value and the compensation claimed is above 1 crore, Okay, students, you can go even up to the Supreme Court. Those of them who are not satisfied with the order of the National Commission can also approach the Supreme Court. But those problems which have been taken in the district court and at the state level, where which the value of the product and the compensation claim is less than 1 crore, cannot be taken up to the Supreme Court. But from the state level, it can be taken up to the National Commission. This is what I taught you about the 3-tier redressal machinery that's available to consumers for their protection of their rights. We also studied who's a consumer and who can file a complaint. We also studied the role of NGOs and the type of NGOs that are available. I hope you have understood quite a bit about the redressal agency. Though it's a vast topic, students, you have to understand that it's a small way in trying to teach you. So we studied today 2 important topics. One is marketing mix and the other is the redressal agencies available for consumers. Without these 2 students, we cannot succeed in selling our products. When we are marketing a product, the person, the marketer should be careful that the rights of the consumers are also protected. So these 2 topics are very much interrelated. Without consumer rights and consumer protection, the marketer cannot achieve his objectives. So it's very important that both go simultaneously and create a synergy among themselves, synchronizing together in keeping in mind the objective of both the marketer and the consumer. It's not just about selling the product. It's not just seeing to it that anything that you have manufactured reaches the seller. No, that's not the objective. It's just that the needs of the consumer and their wants are all satisfied through this beautiful 2 topic, students. So mixing the different elements of marketing and seeing to it reaches the consumer and that the consumer rights are protected was my objective in teaching you these 2 topics today. I will be back with you all with a few more topics, students. Till then, continue to study, enjoy your study time, if not any other way, but sit before the television or your networks and enjoy virtual studies, students. Thank you, students, so much for being with me. Bye-bye.